Before 3 a.m., the world is still and silent. In that quiet lies a doorway to transformation. You're not just awake while others sleep, you're building a future few will ever know. Tonight, if you act with clarity, intention, and discipline, you begin to free yourself from cycles of scarcity. These teachings, grounded in ancient wisdom, will help you shape a life of peace, purpose, and abundance. Don't wait. Begin now. Lesson 1. Micro habits before dawn subtly shift finances. When the sun hasn't yet risen, the mind is quiet. It is in this stillness that small actions become powerful. You don't need grand changes to improve your financial life. What you need are micro habits, tiny steps taken with consistency. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the path is walked one step at a time. Before dawn, create a few minutes of mindful planning. Review your expenses, look at your goals. Ask yourself, where did your money go yesterday and where should it go today? These early moments train your mind to be deliberate. When you're awake before most of the world, you're in a sacred space. Distraction is low, energy is fresh. Use this time to make a habit of reading one page of a financial book. Write down one money lesson you've learned. Track a small budget. Reflect on a purchase you regret. These small acts repeated create a new rhythm in your mind. They sharpen awareness and reduce careless spending. Small daily habits, practiced quietly each morning, begin to change the way you see and use money. Like a seed watered each day, your financial clarity begins to grow. You don't have to hustle all night. But waking up just 15 minutes earlier and doing one small thing for your money builds a silent strength. It teaches discipline. It trains the mind to respect resources. And over time, it teaches you to master money rather than fear it. These micro habits don't seem important in the moment, but they change your future. They remind you that you have control, even in small ways. And when your actions are consistent, you start to see change. Quietly at first, then powerfully. This is how you begin the journey out of financial struggle. One small, sacred morning step at a time. Lesson 2. Learn unconventional skills late for income. When others are watching TV or scrolling endlessly through their phones, you have a choice. The hours between midnight and 3 a.m. aren't just hours of darkness. They can be the most enlightening time of your life. Learning something new when the world is silent is powerful. The brain is more focused. Distractions are fewer. You have space to think, explore, and absorb. Use this time to learn skills most people ignore. The modern world rewards people who think outside the box. You don't need a degree to earn more. You need a skill that solves a problem. It could be copywriting, digital design, video editing, voiceovers, coding, translating, consulting, or selling digital products. What matters is that it's a skill you can learn quietly and practice often. There's deep spiritual value in learning with humility. It means you're saying, I don't know everything, but I am willing to grow. That mindset opens doors. By investing just 1 hour each night into an unconventional skill, you separate yourself from the crowd. You're preparing in silence while others waste time. And it's not about perfection. It's about showing up. Night after night, you chip away at your limitations. You begin to see your mind adapt. You realize you can learn. You feel your confidence return. This is one of the purest forms of discipline, choosing growth when comfort is available. Those who learn when it's hard to focus become strong. They don't fear challenges, they adapt, they grow, and eventually they earn. Because the world pays those who provide value, and the value you can give multiplies when you take time to build rare skills. So tonight, instead of watching another episode or lying in bed scrolling, learn. Pick one unconventional skill. Spend an hour on it. Do this for 30 days. You'll be shocked how far ahead you get, just by choosing to grow when others rest. Lesson 3. Leverage global time zones for early gains. The world never sleeps. While you rest, someone across the planet is working, buying, selling, creating. This opens a door of possibility most ignore. If you're up late or early, you can take advantage of time zones. It's not just about staying awake, it's about using time wisely. Imagine connecting with people in other countries, joining early virtual communities, or applying for remote work when others are sleeping. Wisdom teaches that opportunity often lives in places we don't look. When you're awake at unusual hours, you can respond faster to clients overseas. You can answer emails from different continents when no one else in your city is awake. You can join online forums, marketplaces, or learning groups that operate in different time zones. By doing this, you multiply your chance of earning, learning, and growing. This is a secret of the quiet hours. The internet has no closing time. Markets are always moving, communities are always active, and if you tap into these networks when the rest of your world sleeps, you gain an edge. You learn things earlier, you see trends sooner. You meet people you never would have during regular hours. You don't need to force yourself to stay up every night. But even a few nights a week, staying active during global peak hours gives you a different view of the world. You begin to see how vast the economy really is. And in that awareness, you find chances that are invisible to those who only think locally. Early gains don't come just from working hard. They come from working wisely. And in this global age, wisdom means knowing where and when to act. If you're willing to adjust your hours slightly and explore the digital world with curiosity, you may discover financial doors you didn't even know existed. Lesson 4. Pre-dawn focus boosts wealth mindset. There's a rare silence that exists before dawn. In that silence, something powerful happens. Your mind becomes still enough to hear your own thoughts. This is the perfect time to strengthen your mindset. Success isn't just about doing more, it's about thinking better. And that better thinking starts with clarity, which is easiest to find before the day begins. Spiritual teachers remind us, what the mind repeats, it becomes. In the hours before the sun rises, you have a unique opportunity to rewire your thinking. This is the time to sit quietly, breathe deeply, reflect on what you want, not in a desperate way, but in a grounded way. Wealth begins in the mind. If you think like someone who is always behind, always broke, you will stay stuck. But if you begin to think like someone who is capable, disciplined, and patient, your world begins to shift. Pre-dawn hours are ideal for reading something positive, writing affirmations, meditating on your financial goals, listening to an inspiring podcast or video. Your mind is a sponge in these early hours, and what you feed it shapes your attitude for the entire day. Wealth is not just money, it's confidence, peace, clarity, drive. All of this can be built in the quiet hours. Even 10 minutes of focused thought before the sun rises can do more than an hour of scattered planning later in the day. That's because the early mind is calm. It listens. It absorbs. Make it a habit, even if it is just once or twice a week, to wake up before the sun and sit with your thoughts. Direct them toward growth, toward gratitude, toward potential. You will notice your days feel more in control. Your mind begins to think solutions, not problems. You'll feel richer, not just in money, but in spirit. And eventually that inner richness will reflect in your outer life. Don't let the morning pass unnoticed. Use it. Train your mind to believe in better. That is the true start of abundance. Lesson 5. Set no-fail financial goals nightly. Each night before the world drifts into dreams, you are given a moment of power. It's the space between action and rest, a window of choice. In that space, if you set even one clear financial goal, you begin to steer your life with intention. These goals don't need to be huge or dramatic. They just need to be non-negotiable. Something small, but something you promise yourself to complete the next day. Ancient wisdom teaches that what you intend before sleep shapes what you do when you wake. So ask yourself, every night before 3 a.m., what is one financial action I will take tomorrow, no matter what? It could be calling a client, selling one item online, putting $5 into savings, applying to one remote job, recording one video, learning one page of a course. These are small tasks, but they are the bricks that build your future. The reason many people stay broke is not lack of intelligence, it's lack of direction. They wake up reacting to life instead of leading it. But when you set a no-fail goal before bed, your subconscious gets to work while you sleep. You wake up already aligned with purpose. The decision is already made. This habit trains your mind to take control. It builds self-trust. You begin to believe in your own word. And over time, those tiny goals add up. The same way a drop fills a jar, your actions begin to overflow into a better life. Don't underestimate the power of writing one goal on a sticky note before bed, or setting a single alarm labeled with your task, or visualizing the act just before sleep. These small things shift energy. They shift mindset. They shift outcomes. Set your goal in silence, but commit to it loudly in your mind. Let it be so clear that nothing can shake it. The wealth you seek begins in these quiet decisions. Make them nightly and make them sacred. Lesson 6. Solve income issues creatively at night. The night is not just for rest, it is for revelation. When the world quiets down and distractions fade, your mind finally has space to think freely. This is when true problem-solving happens, especially with money. If you're struggling financially, don't panic. Sit in the silence of the late hours and invite creative thinking. Look at your challenges from a fresh angle. In stillness, you realize there are always options. You can turn skills into services. You can reach out to people. You can reduce expenses. You can create something from what you already have. These ideas don't always appear during the busy hours. They appear at night, when your mind can hear its own voice. Financial problems feel heavy, but when you sit with them calmly, without judgment, they begin to shrink. You begin to see not just what's missing, but what's possible. This is the heart of spiritual clarity, seeing clearly without fear clouding your view. Take out a notebook. Write down your current income, your expenses, and your strengths. Then ask, how can I bridge this gap? What service can I offer in 24 hours? Who do I know that can help me learn something valuable? What platform can I use tonight to start a side hustle? Your answers may not solve everything instantly, but they will spark movement. Night thinking is often deeper. It pulls from your intuition. And sometimes the best ideas come not from logic, but from quiet awareness. Trust that silence. Let it guide you toward practical next steps. You may feel stuck now, but if you devote 1 hour tonight to creative thinking, you'll be further than you were yesterday. And that matters. That forward motion brings new energy, and that energy breaks the cycle of lack. Don't run from your income problems. Sit with them. Think. Breathe. Create. Let the night be your ally, not your enemy, and use its stillness to build your breakthrough. Lesson 7. Build a second brain for opportunities. Opportunities don't always come when you're ready. They appear suddenly, often when you least expect. That's why you need a second brain, a place outside your mind where your ideas, plans, and insights live. In the late hours, when things are still, begin to build this second brain. It can be a digital notebook, an app, a journal, anything that captures the wisdom that flows when you're calm and focused. Every night you're filled with thoughts. Some are distractions, but others, hidden among the noise, are pure gold. A business idea, a money-saving tactic, a connection you should reach out to, a book you should write, a skill you should master. Don't let these disappear, capture them. Spiritual practice teaches mindfulness, and part of mindfulness is awareness of thought. By writing your thoughts down each night, you begin to understand your own mind. You see patterns, you notice what excites you, you track what matters most. This second brain becomes your personal library of insight. It holds your goals, your plans, your lessons, your mistakes, and your visions. When you're feeling lost, you can open it and remember what matters. When you're uncertain, you can find clarity. Over time, this second brain will guide you like a mentor because it's full of your own best thinking. Late at night, your mind is raw, honest, unfiltered. Use that state to capture real thoughts, not polished or perfect, just real. Type them. Speak them into a voice app. Jot them in a notebook. But save them. Because what seems small tonight may become your biggest idea tomorrow. Those who capture their thoughts build clarity, and clarity leads to action. This is how you begin to recognize opportunities others miss, by training yourself to collect and review your ideas every night. Don't rely on memory. Build a system, start tonight, and you'll never run out of direction again. Lesson 8. Strategic late nights can boost energy. Most people believe staying up late drains you, but that only happens when the night is used carelessly. When used with purpose, the late hours can actually build energy. Not the fast, temporary energy from caffeine or stress, but deep, steady energy rooted in clarity, purpose, and intention. In the silence of the night, your nervous system calms. You're free from the noise of the day. You can slow down, breathe deeper, and think more clearly. This stillness is healing, and if you spend even a short time using it wisely, you wake up with more focus, not less. Use these late hours to align with what truly matters. Reflect on your day. Plan the next. Stretch your body gently. Write down one fear and release it. Drink water. Turn off the noise of comparison. Just 20 minutes of mindful nighttime practice can give you a full morning of sharpness. Spiritual wisdom teaches that peace is the highest energy, and peace is most available at night. When you spend time in that peace, reading something uplifting, journaling, sitting in silence, you gather power. Not the kind others see, but the kind you carry inside. You don't need to work late every night. That leads to burnout. But if you set aside 1 or 2 nights each week for strategic reflection and calm action, you'll find a rhythm that fuels you. You'll begin to feel centered, focused, awake, not just in body but in purpose. And here's the secret. Real energy doesn't come from sleep alone. It comes from clarity, from having direction, from knowing what matters. A few late hours used right can give you that direction. So don't fear the night. Embrace it, strategically. Use it to clean your inner space, to lighten your mental load, to remember what you're building. You'll find that when the world wakes up tired, you wake up with quiet fire. Not because you worked more, but because you aligned more. And that kind of energy changes everything. Lesson 9. Find hidden online opportunities. Then the digital world is full of secrets. Hidden websites, remote job boards, niche communities. Tools and resources buried under layers of distraction. Most people never find them because they're not looking when the internet is quiet. But between midnight and 3 a.m., the noise fades. Ads slow down, the crowd sleeps, and suddenly you can see more clearly. This is when the internet opens its hidden doors. Start exploring platforms others ignore. Search for side hustles, gig sites, and learning communities. Look up small forums in your niche. Read threads that don't show up on the first page of Google. These spaces often lead to untapped opportunities. There's spiritual value in seeking the unseen. It trains your mind to go deeper than the surface, to be curious, to investigate. And in this investigation, you find things others miss. Remote internships, global marketplaces, affiliate programs, grants, scholarships, tools to build a business, people looking to hire at odd hours. Instead of mindless browsing, become intentional. Set a goal each night, find one new platform, one resource, or one opportunity. Save it, test it, reach out, repeat. Within weeks, your knowledge will be ahead of most people around you. The key is not just to consume, but to act. If you find a course, start it. If you discover a freelance site, create a profile. If you see a job, apply. Don't wait until the morning. Act while the idea is hot. That's how you build momentum. This habit builds confidence. You stop feeling like you're waiting for a lucky break. You realize you can create chances, not just hope for them. And all of this begins at night, when others scroll past the very opportunities that could change their life. Use these hours like a quiet treasure hunt. Search with purpose. Click with intention. Trust your instinct when something feels valuable. You don't need to be a genius. Just someone willing to look deeper than most. Because the truth is, the digital world is full of gold. You just have to mine it, while others sleep. Lesson 10. Cultivate a future self ritual nightly. You're not just living today, you're creating tomorrow. Each action, each thought, each small choice builds your future self. And the best time to shape that future? It's at night, when the day is done, and all that's left is reflection and vision. A ritual doesn't need to be long or complex. It just needs to be sacred, A moment where you connect with the person you want to become. Sit quietly. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? And what does that person do each night? Maybe your future self is someone who saves money easily, who speaks confidently, who earns without stress, who wakes up with peace, who owns their time. Start acting like them now, before you feel ready. Write one sentence your future self would say. Take one action they would take. Think one thought they would believe. This is how you begin the transformation, not in giant leaps, but in small steps done with love and consistency. The ancient teaching reminds us, what you repeatedly do, you become. Your nightly ritual is a bridge. It connects your current struggle to your future strength. And each night when you honor that ritual, even for 5 minutes, you walk further across that bridge. This can be as simple as writing in a journal, meditating with intention, visualizing your goals, reading one paragraph that inspires you, laying out your clothes for the next morning, speaking gratitude out loud. These are not just habits, they're signals. Signals to your subconscious that change is happening. Soon you'll notice a shift. You'll carry yourself differently. You'll feel less afraid. You'll make choices from vision, not from fear. And it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. The world won't know what you do at 2:45 a.m., but you will. And your future self will thank you for every quiet, deliberate act of transformation. Tonight, begin the ritual. Build the future in silence. And when it arrives, it will feel like coming home. Your life can change before 3 a.m. Not through stress or struggle, but through stillness, wisdom, and small, powerful acts. The night is not your enemy, it's your teacher. And if you choose to use it wisely, you'll no longer be chasing success. You'll be living it, one decision at a time. Before the world wakes up, now go, do it tonight. Or stay where you are, the choice is yours.